Alright, everybody, welcome back to Major Gaming, and today we're going over Haste and Hinder stacking in Dead by Daylight and why it's a good idea to remove the shit, because it just is. Had to get rid of that ad. So, in the latest patch, which lots of good changes. Fuck Hexpentimento, honestly. That perk can die. Anyway, I don't even think it's dead, but that'd be on me. Yeah. So, in the latest patch, they announced that there would be removing haste and hinder stacking. Not removing haste and hinder, but stacking. And I think it's a great idea, specifically for the reasons they said, because they pretty much were like, yeah, we're removing it because it complicates the game for new players and it makes balancing harder because we have to take into account all of these different combinations and we can't always do that. So we end up sending out perks that'll like break the game, essentially. Perk combinations that end up breaking the game, and then they don't even they don't have enough time to test out every combination of haste perk or whatever, and it ends up messing up. So they're just removing stacking haste and hinder entirely, which honestly I think is a great idea for both of those reasons. I think stacking haste like that, it can be so confusing when you're going against it on either side, because like for one, another good reason is to help with the cheating problem and people slightly boosting their speed. Okay, because if now we know that they can't stack haste, there's only gonna be so fast that a survivor can go in a certain time, and we're gonna know better. We're gonna see it better. It'll help us take out these little cheaters that are micro cheating. You know, just boosting their speed just a little bit, to fuck you over. You know, we're gonna be able to catch them easier because we won't have to think about every perk combination in existence. We could just be like, all right, oh, they were moving pretty fucking fast, and there's not a perk to make you move that fast, so, you know, I think they were cheating. That's, yeah. So, you know, it helps with cheating. Even if it's minimally, it still does help a little bit, and any bit helps. And then, it's less confusing when you go against it, because haste is something where unless it's like really fast, you don't notice it that much when you're going against a killer or going against a survivor. So like it'll just make it a little bit easier to be like, all right, you know, how fast are they fucking going right now? You know, it won't be like fucking super high amounts of haste all the time. You know, you'll just be able to be like, you know, I don't think they're going they're going a little bit faster right now. They've hit NASCAR speed. So like I think it's a good idea. And then some of the arguments against it are kind of crazy, not gonna lie, because they don't really fully make sense. People are saying, oh well, it hurts creativity. It hurts variety in the game because now you can't do haste builds. But they already said in the patch notes that they're going to be buffing the haste perks after removing the stacking so that they are better individually, which to me actually means we're going to be able to use them more creatively because they'll be better on their own. Like, I don't want to have to run 4 haste perks just to get good value out of them. Like, if a perk is only good when combined with other perks that are the same thing, that's not variety. You're forced to run 4 haste perks because they're trash on their own. Like, Or you can only run it with certain killers because it's not variety to run a haste build. Variety is being able to run a haste perk with a gen defense perk with an aura reading perk with, you know, 4 different fucking perks. That's why I say, like, oh well, gen defense with 4 slowdown isn't variety either. That's not variety. You didn't make a build that has variety. You made a build that focuses on one thing and ignores all other aspects of the fucking game. So how is that variety? How is making one build about supercharging one aspect of the game? How is that variety? I don't get it. I would rather just take one haste perk and then 3 other perks that do other things. That way I have a full coverage of all aspects of the game, you know, covered. If I could only bring one gen defense perk, I would. You know? If the gen defense perks were strong enough to, honestly, that's what they should do next. They should get rid of gen regression stacking and then buff all the gen regression perks back. That way they don't have to worry about fucking how the gen perks stack with each other. And I could just bring one fucking gen perk and then 3 other perks that have nothing to do with gen defense. That's variety. I'd love to be able to do that. Right now we are being cut because we can only bring one of the, like, if we want good gen defense, we have to fill up 2 perk slots. Just remove the stacking and make the perks better. Like, that'd be great. I'd love that. I want to be able to have one of each perk. Like, one, like, how, yeah, no, that's not, like, there's no other way around it. Like, it's just, no. Variety is variety. You use multiple perks that do different things. And if you can't do that, then the game isn't variety. That isn't variety. So for so long, people have been tired of seeing gen defense perk metas where they build 4 gen defense perks stacked on top of each other. Remove that. You remove that problem, and then you buff the perks to make them actually usable on their own, so you only have to bring one gen perk. That'd be fucking wonderful, bro. I don't get it. Like, I genuinely could not possibly think of a negative in terms of variety in that sense. You know, like, it doesn't make sense to me. And then, now, we go through that. Now, there's also the fact that people are complaining about Killer being nerfed because now they can't use the haste perks. Now, we don't know how the haste perks are being buffed. But people are mad because, like, killers like Hag or Clown can't stack their haste to become really good. You know what they could do? Buff the base kit of these killers so that you don't need to bring a haste build. So that you can have more variety with your builds. So that you don't have to bring Rapid Brutality on Clown to make Clown really good. You know what? You could buff Rapid Brutality, buff Clown, make him only need Rapid Brutality, and then have him be able to bring 3 other perks that have nothing to do with haste. That would make Clown great. Like, and we haven't even seen what they plan to do with the perks and how to buff them. Why are people jumping to the conclusion that these perks are going to be useless off rip? Like, I don't understand. It genuinely doesn't fucking make sense. Just buff. I would buff Clown's haste bottles. Now that we know that Clown can't bring in haste perks to make him go NASCAR speed, buff his haste base kit. Make his make his base kit haste better. Now that we know he can't stack it with perks, that'd be fucking wonderful. If Clown can give himself haste to the point where he doesn't need haste perks, then why not bring other stuff? You know, like that's variety. Like what? Like, and then fucking what was I gonna say? People are also saying that, oh this kills killer haste builds or whatever. Who's running these haste perks anyway? Legitimately. Like, people are acting like it's a huge deal, like, oh, people can't do this now. Dude, I have this on Nightlight for a fucking reason right now. We're gonna go through and we're gonna see where the haste perks are on the list of perks in terms of usage rates, okay? Now, I know Nightlight isn't perfect. It's not a perfect representation, but it's a good idea. It's like a basic idea of what's going on in the game. Okay? So, we're going to go through the list, and we're going to see how many haste perks get run by killers and survivors. And we're going to see how much this actually affects, how many games this will actually affect. Okay? Alright, so Pain Res, Pop, Barbecue and Chili, Lethal, Corrupt, Surge, Bamboozle, Nowhere to Hide, Brutal Strength, Dead Man's Switch, Grim Embrace, Empty Perk Slot, Hex Noed Escape, Hex Noed. Alright? The first perk that gives you haste is at number 12 right now. And I guarantee you, no, I don't even count Noed because it's an endgame perk. And you want to know why? Because I guarantee you most people don't even realize that haste exists. They just go for the one hit down. Honestly, I'm gonna be 100% real with you. Like, and Noed is a general perk, so like anyone can use it. So like I don't even really count Noed, but if you want to count Noed, the first haste perk that comes up is at 12. Okay, in terms of usage rates among all killer perks. All right, now we got Hex Ruin, Sloppy, Friends to the End, No Way Out, Enduring, Deadlock, Eruption, Agitation, Hex Plaything, Thanatophobia, second empty slot, Save the Best for Last, A Nurse's Calling, Lightborn, Fire Up, Discordance, Hex Devour Hope, Hex Blood Favor, third empty slot, Hex Undying, Rapid Brutality. Finally, at number 31, we get another haste perk with a 3.32% pick rate. Oh, wait, no. 3.32% pick rate. 31. You're not seeing a lot of Rapid Brutality, I promise you. It's not affecting that many builds. Like, nobody's really using this perk that much. It's number 31 on the list, and so we're at number 31, and we've seen 2 haste builds, 2 haste perks. You can't even make a haste build with the first 2 haste perks that we see on the list, with the first 31 killer perks on the list. You can't even make a full haste build because you only got 2. Like, Franklin's Demise, Iron Grass, Spirit Fury, Pentimento, I'm All Ears, Spies from the Shadows, Floods of Rage, Gift of Pain, Tinkerer, Forever Entwined. Not gonna lie, I forgot what that one does exactly, but I doubt it's a haste perk. Infectious Fright, Thrilling Tremors, 4th empty perk slot. I think Play With Your Food is the next haste perk at 44 on the list. Okay, so you have to go all the way up to number 44 to get 3 haste perks. And you still don't even have a full build yet at perk 44 in terms of usage rates. You're not seeing these perks, bro. You're not. Coup de Grace, Blood Warden, Darkness Revealed, Overcharge, Bitter Murmur, Nothing But Misery, Unforeseen, Trail of Torment, Mindbreaker, Thrill of the Hunt, Oppression, Unrelenting, Jagged Compass, Disillusion, Starstruck, None Are Free, Alien Instinct, Weave Attunement, Iron Maiden, Superior Anatomy, Scourgehook, Monstrous Shrine, Gearhead, Distressing, Merciless Storm, Dying Light. No, honestly, that one's not even a haste perk. That one fucking is just a gen speed perk. So yeah, never mind. Call of Brine, Furtive Chase, Remember Me, Hex Huntress Lullaby, Predator, Chlorophobia, Knockout, Haunted Ground, Deerstalker, Dragon's Grip, Face of Darkness, Rancor, Ultimate Weapon, Hubris, Monitor, Abuse, Nemesis, Leverage, Unnerving Presence, Surveillance, Forced Hesitation, Batteries included. Batteries included. Then at 90 on the list, literally. You have to go up to 90 on the list to get 4 haste perks. If you count Noed as a haste perk, which I don't really, but you have to go up 90 on the list. These perks have a 1% usage rate, okay? Shut the fuck up. Genuinely. You don't know what you're talking about. Even if this isn't perfect, this is still a good idea. And considering how much Survivor I played lately, I never see these perks. Ever. I'm like gold 1 right now on Survivor, and I never see these perks, bro. I don't. Like, ever. Like, other than Noed. Like, no. Yeah, like, I can't condone this lack of common sense and just lack of data analysis here. Like, I can't. Like, if you think this is killer, no killer's running these fucking builds, bro. They're not. You're barely gonna fucking see it. If it benefits the rest of the game more by getting rid of it, fucking get rid of it, bro. Cause it's a niche playstyle that no one fucking uses. Just if you can get rid of it to make the game healthier in the long run, fucking do it, bro. Like And now let's look at Survivor perks. Now, I am fully aware that we're probably going to see more haste perks on Survivor. Yeah, number 2, life. Yeah, but even then, like, I'm sure we're not only going to, like, I'm sure they're still going to be pretty spread out. So number 2, we do have life. But at the end of the day, life is good on its own. That's the thing. It's fine on its own. You don't need a build around life, and that's why it's so used. Sprint Burst, again, another perk that's good on its own. And another thing, like, you won't see as many Survivor haste builds simply because the exhausted effect, if fucks with perks like Sprint Burst and life. You can't, like, really use them together because the exhausted effect will make it so that you can't use one or the other. You'll see haste builds like Sprint Burst and Hope, but you won't see Sprint Burst and Life that much. Dead Hard, Adrenaline, Decisive Strike, Iron Will, Unbreakable, Bond. MFT right now is hot because of Kaneki. But yeah, and another thing is the fact that some of these perk combos are fucking broken, bro. Like, in certain situations, and it's not even in certain situations. In most situations, MFT and Hope, you're moving at 110% speed. You're moving as fast as Deathslinger, as fast as Hag and Chucky. You're literally moving the same speed as them. Huntress, you're moving the same speed as them in Endgame, where it's essentially a free escape, bro. You have to have, like, negative brain cells if you can't escape with MFT and Hope in the endgame. Like, you gotta have negative brain cells, bro, or you just got very fucking unlucky. Cause, like, I don't know how you don't escape with those 2 perks in play at the end game. Like, genuinely, I don't. Like, and now we keep going. Balanced Landing. Balanced Landing is a haste perk, but again, it's got the exhausted effect, so you won't really see it with the others. Hope, number 19. So, like, yeah, that's what I'm, like, these perks, they get used a lot more on Survivor, but, like, most of them are not going to be put together like that, because, like 3 out of the 5 we've seen have the exhausted effect on them. So you're not really going to see, you know, Balanced Landing, Life, and Sprint Burst all together on one thing, because at the end of the day, you're hurting the value of the perks because you're going to be exhausted most of the time, you know. So you're more likely to see things like Hope and MFT, or Hope and Balanced Landing, or Hope and and fucking Hope and Sprint Burst Life, whatever. So, sorry, brain fart for a second. I'm kind of tired. But yeah, like, MFT and Hope is a broken combo. Not gonna lie, you don't need Sprint Burst and Hope to combine together to make it out in Endgame. You don't. You really don't. Like, come on, man. You're in Endgame, you Sprint Burst away with Hope, and you're just gone. You're untouchable. Like, there's, like, most killers are not catching up to you. Like, and then, now, I remember people were like, oh, well, this nerfs Babysitter. It doesn't nerf babies. Well, it does, but it doesn't. Because Babysitter is still fucking 30% haste, bro. And no one uses Babysitter. Anyway, you never see Babysitter. Like, I'm trying to find Babysitter on the fucking list, and it's not even in the top, like, 40. Like, empathy, distortion, inner strength, build to last, overcome. Overcome is barely used. It's number 46. Like, it's 2% pick rate. I use overcome. But it causes the exhausted effect. I only use overcome. I don't use sprint burst in life because I know it'll either fuck up my overcome or my overcome will fuck them up. So it's like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even find Babysitter on here. It's like not even close. Tenacity. Oh, Babysitter. Number 68 with a 1% pick rate. Yeah, I'm sure people are gonna feel that fucking nerf, bro. Like, people don't use these perks. The Survivor perks get way more use, and even then, most of them are based on exhaustion. And so you won't even combine them anyway. So what, like, in all reality, the only combo you're really gonna get is like an MFT Hope. Hope is the only one that can fucking actually combo with these perks consistently. And when they do, it's fucking broken. Like Behavior said. So, like, it's fine to get rid of it, bro. It's fine. Adrenaline, another one. Where, like, you mix Adrenaline with Hope, and all of a sudden you're fucking across the fucking map. Like it's just... I would rather them make these perks stronger individually than to have to worry about stacking. Like, it just blows my mind that people can see this in a negative way, bro. Like, every point they've tried to make, I just kind of debunked with just common sense, bro. Like, and stats. Like, I don't know. To me, it's very unfortunate that people are reacting negative to this, because this could be great for the health of the game. And we didn't even talk about Hinder. The no longer stacking Hinder. Wouldn't that be a good thing for Survivor? To not be able to go against fucking Hinder stacking? And then if they nerf Hinder stacking, then they can make killers with more Hinder. So they don't have to worry about the idea of them stacking. They could just have the killer hinder you harder. Like, instead of a 10% hinder, they could go with like a 12 or a 13, and they won't have to worry about you fucking bringing in other perks that hinder you, and then worry about it stacking. Like, it's really, like, again, we have to see what they do with the perks after doing this and how they buff them. But if they buff them, and buff the killer powers that revolve around haste, I see no negatives. I see none. I only see positives. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think in the fucking comments. Yeah, and yeah. Everyone have a good day.